You guys, I'm a little nervous. What's up? Welcome to my channel, guys. This is your girl, Mommy So True. Woo! I'm gonna breathe in and out because I have a very serious video today, y'all. This is a personal video. Those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video if you have not joined the community already. So you guys, those of you who already know, have been watching me, this is my journey as a recovery survivor, thriver out of narcissistic abuse. And I came to the state of New York for many different reasons. And the main reason I want to expose it to you guys today, because it's time. It is time for me to talk about this. I've been talking about time to kill. For me personally, time to kill means time to get to the bottom, get to the root, deal with it so I can really heal and really thrive. You guys, as a survivor of narcissistic abuse, for me, just like so many of y'all, it started as a child. And for us to heal, for me to heal, I have to revisit that inner child. I have to take a walk with that little girl that I remember, where it all started from. It all started with this training that we've been in. We've all been trained. We've all been in this course. We've all been students, and the narcissist was the professor. Whether it was your parent, whether it was your husband, a boyfriend, it does not matter. Whatever that person was in your life, they have been your professor. They've been training you. Those of you who understand the pain of narcissistic parents, you understand what I'm talking about. You've been trained. You've been trained to do a lot of things, but the one thing you've been trained to do that is affecting you, you've been trained to suppress. Let's talk about it, y'all. Today, I am walking to the house where it all started for me. Those of you who already know, I migrated to the United States from Ghana. Came here at the age of 6, 1996. And I started in the BX. Welcome to Bronx, baby. So grew up on Southern Boulevard, y'all. So we walking on Southern Boulevard. I'm about to stop at the house that I grew up in, for real. Before I went to Ohio. Y'all know I didn't live here forever, but from the age of 6 to about 10, 11, 12, I don't know, this is where I was. I grew up every day here, and I lived a life here with my mother, with my father, with my sister. And this was the beginning for me. So come on, y'all. Let me see. I don't think I remember. Okay, yes I do. So it's kind of hard to remember exactly which one it was. I'm going off of memory. One of these was on Peggy's house. Peggy was like God sent. She was my angel. Peggy was our neighbor, but she was also my godmother. She ended up being a godmother because me and my sister basically like became her children. Like it was just a beautiful family situation as far as Peggy being next door. But there was so much pain here for me, y'all. I don't really know how to let it out, because as I'm standing here, I'm just remembering a lot of the little things. Like, man. So one of these is my house. I just don't remember which one. I think it was this one, and I think Peggy was right here. Because I remember always watching her and my sister right next door. I wasn't really allowed to do much. I wasn't allowed to do the things my sister was doing, which was, she was always next door with this woman. And I would be at home. I was very isolated, very secluded, very to myself, always at home. I was always secluded. And that's where suppression started. That's where me learning how to suppress my feelings, it all begun for me. Training you to suppress is crazy. They did this every time. They deliberately embarrassed you in public, put you on Front Street in front of people, knowing damn well you weren't gonna defend yourself. All those events that happened that put you in modes where you had to shut up and shut down. You had to fight and try to explain yourself, over-explain yourself, and never get heard. You were being trained to suppress. They train you to be suppressed by over-talking you. You can't even get out how you truly feel. They'll tell you how you feel while you're trying to express yourself. The more things like that happen, you're suppressing your emotions. You're suppressing your emotions. You're suppressing your emotions. This is especially true for a highly empathetic person. You care so much that they train you to suppress, and that leads you to hold on to these emotions. You start crying inside. I grew up as that child who cried inside. I cried inside and I was so quiet because I was afraid to let it out, because crying got me beat, got me yelled at. And I'm not saying, parents need to be all extremely nice, don't know how to say no to their children. That's not what we're saying here. But when a child is neglected and abandoned when it comes to their feelings and emotions, they're trained to suppress them. And they grow into an adult who suppresses feelings, who puts themselves last, who neglects themselves, who makes themselves less of a priority than everyone else and anything else around them. That doesn't bring nothing but bad into your life, because you end up trusting the wrong people. You end up loving on people and doing too much for people. You think everybody's like you and they're not. You're trained to suppress when you try to love a narcissist, because you find yourself apologizing to them even when they're hurting you. Being trained to suppress, it means you now lack a healthy sense of judgment. My judgment skills has been all the way jacked up because I've been suppressing, holding back, not talking up, not speaking up, not standing up. I had to go through so many battles and so many painful experiences to toughen up, because I was born so empathetic. I couldn't help but to be so loving. But the narcissistic abuse following that empathetic person inside of me made me a doormat by default. Not knowing how to speak up for myself, ignoring red flags even when I felt it was wrong. Because of that, I've made mistakes in life that got me in trouble, getting locked up, being in jail. This abuse comes with so many different things. Life as a child for me was hard. Teenage years was tough. Adolescent years was difficult. And then now it's the 30s. And it's all unraveling. It's all making sense. And because I'm so determined to heal and push forward, I'm doing this. I'm tracing back, going back to that inner child, talking to her, walking back on the same block that she used to walk on, thinking back to those thoughts that she used to think in her head, because she couldn't get them out. The only time I had to myself as a child was when I was walking to school, maybe, going to do some chores or something. I knew nothing about self-care, self-love, none of that. Not only because that's the culture I grew up in, I don't believe that. There's a lot of people from my culture who understand self-love. Everybody from Africa is not, just clueless to taking care of their self and their mind. It's just a majority, unfortunately, because they've normalized that. They've normalized being mean to their children. It's not okay. Abuse teaches you to suppress. And that teaches you to doubt who you are. That teaches you to not trust who you are. So you end up making messed up decisions. A lot of us messed up and married a narcissist because of suppression. You suppressed and ignored red flags that were big. You suppressed and ignored the fact that they were acting. You suppressed and ignored that they were a liar. They lied to you before you married them, and you still married them. You suppress the fact that they just are not who they say they are, because you want to hang on to hope. You want to hang on to having somebody. Training you to suppress made you codependent. It made you want to be with someone. It made you easy to point out because you quiet. You seem so shy. You seem so nice. You seem like you don't talk a lot. You're a target for a narcissist. You're a little too laid back because you were trained to suppress. Being chilled and laid back and cool, calm and collected, yeah, that's cool. A lot of us are naturally like that, but a lot of us are suppressed into being like that. The narcissist trains you to be suppressed. That's why so many of you have anxiety, depression. You were trained to form those emotions because your real emotions have been ignored. That's what makes it so painful while you're with them and even after leaving them, because you've been suppressing all your real feelings, your real thoughts, because God knows you can't have a healthy conversation with a narcissist. You can't be real and try to put your feelings out there. It's going to backfire. They're going to blame shift. That's part of the training curriculum. Blame shifting. Invalidating your feelings. Taking away from you how you feel. That's part of the course that you're taking with the narc. This is why you have to walk away. You have to free yourself. You literally have to escape and free yourself. For so many of us, it's taken years, but so what? We're here now. Because we graduated from that stupid class, and now we've unlearned all of that, or at least we're trying to. Because we want to be better. We want to get where we deserve to be, because we ain't been where we deserve to be. We've been in the hands of all these messed up people, narcissistic bosses, neighbors, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends. You live with these beliefs, and they become limited beliefs, and they're limiting you in life. This has been the course. And until you tell yourself, man, I've graduated from that bull crap, I'm about to unlearn it and take something, a different course, take something that's actually going to benefit my life so I can thrive. Until you realize that, a lot of things will not fall in line for your life. I promise y'all. This has been a journey for years for me. Having to let go of suppressing. It's to the point where now I can't even help but to be so emotional. I can't hide certain emotions now. I be letting it out. I can't even help it. Whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, I just lay it all out, because there's been so much suppression, so much held in here, on here, up here. God. Healing starts with us. It's not about them anymore. Right now, it's about us. It's time to unlearn. It's time to stop suppressing, so that we cannot be depressed anymore. So that we can let go of anxiety now. Y'all, I'm sweating right now. My anxiety's on 1,000,000. Because this is the first time I've let these kind of feelings really out. The first time I've actually come and stood here, revisited this place after 20-something years. The place is remodeled. This isn't even how it used to look. That's why I couldn't tell. It used to be all red. That's a sign for me. That means it's time for change. Even the building has changed. The building's been upgraded. It's time for me to upgrade. It's time for me to let a lot of this pain go and stick where it's at in the past and keep pushing forward with my life. Because now I understand why it happened, and I see what it did for me. It made me a beast. It made me a survivor. Now I can survive anywhere. You can put me in any situation, any messed up environment, I'm going to thrive. I don't have to have $1 million to thrive either. You can put me somewhere with $5. I promise you I'm going to be all right. Because that's what this did. The training, that's what it did for us. It was intended to hold us down, keep us down, make us depressed, hate ourselves, all of that. All of that happened, but guess what? Now, we know that it was just a training course. It's not something that's permanent. We don't have to hang on to it. Whatever they taught us about ourselves, whatever they taught us about life, we could throw it away now and learn something new, something better. It couldn't work. God knew that I was going to be 32 years old standing on this block one day sharing this story, because once upon a time I was sitting there like, damn, this shit hurt. I don't know what it is, what I'm feeling. I don't know why I feel so lonely. But one day I'm gonna share my story, because this shit hurt and I can't even cry about it. I can't even talk about it. I don't have nobody to go to. And look at me now, able to bravely tell it enough to help somebody else. There's purpose behind the pain. Yeah, they trained you. Yeah, you've suppressed feelings. Yeah, it's cost you. It cost me so much not to speak up and allow this demon to come into my house, move his family into my house, not put my foot down, because I've been trained a certain way. I'm afraid of certain things. I run when I'm triggered in a certain way. That's all part of the suppression. And now it has cost me. And I have to take accountability for that. I have to accept that and rebuild from that and be better now from that. It is what it is. I see the purpose behind it, but I also know that I was trained to suppress it all. That's why now I can beautifully embrace my feelings. I can beautifully be who I am, love who I am, accept who I am. It's all okay. It is well in my world. It is well in your world. The education behind all of this is so vital to us thriving, growing, and healing. So vital. It definitely trains you to suppress. Think of all the times you tried to defend yourself and they told you, oh, now you're doing too much. Now you're argumentative. You're over-exaggerating. You're overlooking it. You're overthinking it. We call it gaslighting. We call it blame shifting when they try to make it your fault for something they did. But it's training. It's training you to suppress your feelings. It's training you to learn how to shut up and ignore how you really feel and what you really want. See, because the narcissist loves you so much until you start showing that you know how to take charge. You start speaking up and standing up. Now they got a problem with you. Now they hate you. Because they've been training you to suppress, and you showing that it ain't working no more. That's why when you beast up, put your foot down, they start getting scared. They lose control. They panic. Because they've been training you to suppress, and now you're showing that, oh shit, it's possibly not working anymore. What they gonna do? Find somebody else. Find somebody new. Go ahead and do it to my sibling because you can't do it to me. Go ahead and do it to a new girl because you can't do it to me. Go ahead and do it to that new man across the street because you ain't doing it to him no more. We have so much power when we walk away and when we start seeing them and setting our boundaries. Gray rocking them. Cutting and slicing them how we need to. Because they think you just so stupid you gonna stay down and suppressed forever. What? Nah. God said no. God said that is not how I'm going out. No. I'm not born to go outside like that. Are you stupid? You're very stupid. You are foolish. You are a foolish man. You are a stupid man. Stupid woman. Somebody call the narcissist and tell them you are stupid. You are stupid. I just thank God for wisdom. I thank God for grace. I thank God for finally having the strength to snip all of this, leave it where it's at, and walk away with my head high, my chest high, and with a fulfilled life. You know, I'm going to make sure that my bloodline knows and understands the power of feelings and emotions and understanding them and being able to, you know, be vulnerable and open and control your emotions too. Like it's important. I'm learning all of that now, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a survivor and a thriver. And I'm sharing all of this with somebody because you're not alone. If this is your story or if you resonate, make sure you drop a comment today. Make sure you like the video. And if you're new here, like I'm telling you, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss my weekly videos. You guys, it's Mommy So True. So glad you were here. I'm so glad I was able to get this off of me. My anxiety has gone away now that I'm done with this. Okay, so you guys, until next time, thank you for watching today's video. Stay blessed. Peace.